Hi, this is Praios, and yeah, this will be another GTO training session. The last one was a bit unstructured, at least in my mind, and now I will try to focus on particular spots, like for example unpaired, straight, mono or paired boards. And yeah, no viewers yet, so seems like I can decide which texture I want to analyze first. I think starting with the mono boards is interesting, and I will also remove forward pots this time because we got, last time we got tons of these, and yeah, there's not much money left, and I think it's not that hard to make proper decisions in these ones. So let's start the training. We have difficulty should be hard. We allow all turn cards. We allow all actions. We only want mono boards. And yeah, the rest looks fine. And we also want to guess the frequencies, of course. So let's generate some spots and let's get familiar with monochrome boards. Okay, flop was checked. It's 3-bet, 50 BB. And now it's our turn. And we are the aggressor, and we should guess how often we check and how often we bet small and how often we bet big. As we check the flop, I guess there's no reason to commit us yet, so the portion of pot size bets should be pretty small. Let's estimate this. And let's check the solution. Okay, actually there are no pot bets at all. Yeah. Looks fine. Let's now do a few examples. I think checking again seems most reasonable. I mean, we don't want to get check raised. And yeah, our hand can be good at showdown. But yeah, we want to keep the pot small, obviously. And yeah, once we get called, our hand is not in that good shape anymore. And the correct answer is small, although I thought different. Yeah, maybe, I mean, I'm just trying to find explanations for this. Maybe because we most of the time just get called. It's unlikely that our opponent has the ace high flush, we block the king high flush, and we often can take the free showdown on the river. Unfortunately, we cannot look into river spots as visions. PLO Vision, the program we are using here, has no river spots. But let's continue and see how we react to a shove. I guess that at least should be easy. I hope I'm not wrong again, but I would fold. And hooray, that's the correct answer. Okay, let's go to a new spot. Okay. It's 100 BB, again a 3-bet pot, and it's getting donked into the preflop aggressor who decides to raise. So I guess the donking range should already be pretty strong, so not that many folds. Can this be accurate? Anyone here wants to make their guess too? Let's go with this solution for now. Wow, okay. Seems like we don't want to re-raise pot at all, or at least not often. Yeah. The explanation for this might be that if we call, the pot is already 150 bucks and we only got like, I mean, it's even more than 150 bucks. I mean, we got only a pot size bet left, and yeah, it doesn't matter if we get it in on the turn or on the river. And our opponent already said that he's committed. Okay, let's look into a few hand examples. This should be a clear fold. I don't get why this was a donk in the first place. Yeah, that's a fold. And yeah, obviously the queen, the flush part of the range with this hand will call. New hand. This is also an easy fold. Let's try to come up with something different, difficult. Oh, that's, I mean, how do we get the most money? I guess this is one of the few examples where we can repot, and we should call if we have ace queen in spades, and repot if we have the 8 or a 6 in spades, because there are more high flush combinations left for opponents. I'm not sure if it's correct, it's just my explanation why I want to repot. And obviously I'm wrong. We should call here 100%. Okay, let's see what we should do on the turn in this case. I guess now the correct play is checking. No, we call the flop and then we donk all in on the turn. Anyone gets this? You have the chance to comment now if you have any idea why he's playing the hand like this. Okay. I think we want to reload and play this again with another hand. Okay, we already know it. You don't want to repot in this pot very basically ever, so we learned something. But yeah, not that hard to remember like 2 minutes later. Yeah, let's see the hand. That's a fold. Give us a tough spot, please. A fold 2, another fold. Interesting that he wants to donk with the straight blockers on a monochrone board. Yeah, he's talking quite some bullshit here. Yeah, that has to be a fold, right? Yes, it is. Yet, GTO often does very strange things. Last time our nut flush was a call in this spot, and I wonder if it's as well with this hand. But sometimes GTO is mixing its strategies, and this might be a raise. But yeah, let's see. No, it's a call too, but he's raising some of the hands. He's all ace 9 of spades combos he's repotting. The reason for this remains unknown, I guess, because at least I cannot figure out a reason. Maybe because straight flush draws are not blocked. But yeah, that's like pretty fast stretch and just guessing. I mean, maybe it's just a computer algorithm finding things that is just non-intuitive. I think that's the most likely explanation for this. Let's see if he's again donking all in on the flop. No, this would. Hey, what just happened? Did I misclick or something? Let's just reload. I want another tough hand. We know it already. Don't ask this anytime again. Like this. And check solution. Woo! New hand. Fold. New hand. Fold. New hand. Call. This is exactly what I meant. With some of this ace high flushes he's raising, with some he's calling, and there's like no way for a human to find out which is which. Yeah, whatever. I mean, GTO has to have some mysteries, and that's why a computer can play GTOs so good and a human can't, because it's impossible to remember all these things which are also non-intuitive. What happened on the flop? Was it like bet small call? And now it's check to us. Let's go with something. I mean, we can still get it in on the river if we bet 50%, so the bigger bet size doesn't make too much sense here, so I guess we are not doing many pot bets. Let's try this one. Check solution. Oh, actually it's my intuition is wrong, and we do some potting, and we also check 12% more than I guessed. Okay, let's see some hands. This is a check, I guess. I mean, without equity, bluffing with no blockers just seemed wrong to me. And new hand. Yeah, same. Give us something that is hard and not. I mean, I guess we don't want to bluff just king high blocker. That's correct too. Are there no middling flush hands here, or a set or something where it's actually a more difficult decision? Okay, I accidentally clicked the wrong button, but yeah, it seems like he had no interesting hand there anyway. So okay, it's 3-bet pot. He bets out small, and we had just 50 BBCs. We could go all in. I think let's go with something like this. Any of the viewers want to comment or share their thoughts? Not really, so let's check my solution again. He's not using the pot size raise and often just calls. I guess this again is due to stack size considerations. We are just on the flop, and if he calls we are on the turn, and yeah, it's easy to get all the money in case we want to. And we also get additional information when we see the behavior of the small blind on the next street, if he checks, bets, or whatever. Yeah, okay, let's go through some hands. This has to be a fold, it's just way too weak. I mean, we had this issue a few times already, and yeah, we couldn't figure out when it's a raise and when it's just a call. I have no idea if it's a call or a re-raise. Let's go with a re-raise, and again call is the correct answer, and with this hand there are no raises in there. Okay, let's see how he continues on the turn. So let's click the continue button. And what should our opponent do? Let's randomize that. Okay, he bets small. I guess now we all in. Is this correct? Still not correct. The answer is again call. If we had 3 spades, we would mix between potting and calling. And why he chooses ace king for the re-raise, I don't know. If anybody has any idea, please let me know. And yeah, let's go back. Unfortunately, we now have... Oh no, we don't. I thought we would have to solve the frequencies again, but we are not. And this could be a turn, a call to see a turn, because we block the second nuts, and yeah, he could be betting with some weak stuff. So I say against this size we might be able to peel one off, and the answer is correct. And again, I would love to see some turn plays, so let's continue. Against a pot size bet we fold, so that's not an option. We know the answer already, at least I think that this is the answer, and let's go with 25%. And can we now fold, getting very good odds? That's a very good question. We could call and fold against the river bet, where we again get very good odds. Can this be the play? Or is it a fold here? I guess it's a fold here. Yoo-hoo! We got it right. And let's again reload it. And fold very quickly. Oh, we don't want to fold this. That's very sick. I mean, the solver definitely wants to put himself in a few very tough spots. I was like 99% sure that this is a fold, but turns out it's not. But I will not call this in the future, although the solver says this, because I'm a human and I just can't play turns correctly. I mean, this is basically a pure float. Oh, what is this supposed to be? Yeah, but okay, let's see a few more hands. This has to be a fold. I mean, I have to give back my poker license if there's something like this, if this is a call to. Okay, new hand. He got shot. I mean, this hand feels better than the jacks, so I guess that's a call too. New hand. This time no pair, but I got shot, and we block at 1 spade. I would fold, but I will not be surprised after seeing the other hands if this is not true. Okay, that's correct. Oh, ace high blocker. This, but nothing to go with it. Is this part of the shoving range? I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, it's a pure bluff, but at least we know that he has this, he can't have the nuts. Okay, let's go with pot. And this is wrong. correct answer is call. Okay, that's interesting. I want to see what he's doing now. Let's say our opponent is betting 25%. And yeah, I completely lost what I should do now. I guess folding, but what do I know? Okay, that's actually the correct answer. Unfortunately, I don't see a way to go back one street. And I would like to know what he does against the check. Can we do this in any way? I don't see a way. Just a reload will probably get us back to the beginning with a new hand. Is that correct? Yes, that is. Okay, let's do one more hand in this spot. I also wonder why we only get 3-bet pots and no single raise pots. This top pair, yeah, we call it getting this odds, blocking the one spade. I mean, it's also pretty tough to get through this. What is he doing against this bet? Can he call again? Or is he folding? Getting even better odds now. I mean, if I call the flop, I call against this, and that's correct. Okay, one more hand. Jack, Jack, 2-2 was a call. I mean, then this has to be a call too. Right? Or is it no call because we block some straight draws? Let's see. Okay, this is a fold. I guess my explanation is right. So let's see a new spot. We got a single raise spot. That's nice. Flop was check check, I guess. Okay, flop was check check, and now he's betting. I think these spots are played not that aggressive, so I assume that we fold a lot and call a lot and don't do much raising. Actually, there's no raising at all, but the other things I said were correct. New hands. This looks way too weak to continue. This looks very good, but we don't want to raise. We don't want to commit ourselves against bigger flushes, but we love to see river cards, so this has to be a call. Top pair. Not much more. This could be a fold. Can it? Anyone? Any ideas? Let's click the call button. And it's incorrect. Every hand of this kind is folded. Unless we got a flush. So here is pretty tight. New hand. Easy call. Also block the straight, although this is not changing much, I guess. Is this a fold too? This is not much stronger than the top pair hand. I guess so. No. He is folding with no spade. He is folding with a 10 in spades, but he is calling with king in spades. Okay, this seems reasonable because we know that the opponent cannot have a king eye flush. yeah, if you just block a 10, you're still too weak. Okay, but this has to be a very marginal decision, so can't hurt that much if you fold instead of calling. And don't get yourself into very tough river spots. Okay, new hand. A hand very similar to this was a fold, so this is a fold too. One more hand. Interesting. Calling or raising. These are unpredictable, so I go with call this time, and I'm correct. I think we already knew the answer because it was 100% call or fold and no raises, so yeah, I wasn't thinking at this, but yeah, pretty obvious. Let's play some more single raise spots and then move to another board texture. Hard generate. You're getting donked into for a small size. What we also learned is that on monochrone boards, on this lockdown type boards like Phil Galfond calls it, the continuation bet and donk sizes are small. I guess we fold some, but we cannot fold too much against a small sizing like this, and we call a lot and don't raise much. Oh, we fold very little, but with at least with the raising was correct. Okay, hands. This is a fold. I mean, no way, it's not a fold. This is 100% a call. This too. Ask me something hard, please. This is hard. I mean, just a gut shot for me personally seems not enough, but it might be for the solver, but I still go fold. And I'm correct. Open-ender, I see a turn. So the solver does too. Yeah, open-ender and overpass, our hands getting better and better. I guess we want to build a pot, right? Or we just call, we want to build a pot. No, we don't. No, we don't. Let's see what hands he's raising. I mean, here's a little bit red, but ace jack and ace queen is raised to with a small frequency if no other spades are in there. With 3 spades he's always calling, and he's raising some of his nut flush blockers. Okay, let's see what he does on the turn. Against the check is, I guess, against the bet, we on a paired board it's probably call. So let's see if he's betting or checking against an opponent showing weakness. I think he's betting, and I'm incorrect. And the correct answer, according to this solve, is to check. And the non-nut flush draw is betting. And again, no, not again. Ace jack is betting. Ace queen is not betting. I mean, you can find reasons for this because can you? though. Yes, yes, you can. With ace queen, he cannot have the queen high flush draw, flush, but yeah, queen and king high flush are the prime candidates to call you. So betting ace jack is more reasonable than betting ace queen because you exclude queen high flush draws. Yeah, that's my explanation. Let's do some more hands. This is a call. Let's see how we continue on turns. I guess if he bets, we just fold. Yeah, seems correct, but let's see. Easy fold, that's correct. Or let's okay, that's a call. We'll continue, and if he's betting is the most interesting. I would call again, I guess. And he actually wants to fold. He's calling if he has the king high flush, but he's not calling with the queen high flush. And oh, he's calling with what? Why is he calling with 10-9? This is very confusing. The queen high flushes are folded and the 10 high flushes are partly called. Is this just because of the potential to make the straight flush? I mean, that's the only reason I can figure out. Yeah, let's go to a new spot. This is very confusing and hard to figure out for any human. Why are we not asked for frequencies anymore? Okay, we are actually. Flop was check, right? He's not betting. The price is not that good. Raises are not. Are there again no raises? After check, there should be no raises, I guess. Ta-da! So if we sort of kept our range on the flop, we have no raises on the turn. This is also an interesting finding. Okay, we are confronted with a bet. What's our hand? This seems weak. Gut short and an overpair. In my mind, it's reasonable to see a river, and that's only in my head. It's reasonable to see a river with a low frequency of 27% if we have the king high blocker, and otherwise we should fold according to GTO. Okay, set should be in a call. King high flush is a call. Queen high flush 2. 8 can't be a call. Double gutter, straight already possible, and 2 pair. I call once. Let's see what this solution thinks about this. It's calling 2, and it's calling with all combos of this hand. Impossible with this is a call. Okay, let's move on to another board texture. I think we should continue with paired boards. Again, another lockdown board. And yeah, all the other, although we want to add 3-bet pots, all the other configurations should be the same. And we messed up, so let's try again. Generate. Okay. Check on the flop. Now we get bent into. Is this the same situation as before, that we don't want to have a raising range? I guess if we want to have a raising range, it should be very small. Although the board texture also changed a bit here. Straight now is possible, but I guess straights don't want to raise. 9-9 might want to raise, but slow plays. Do we have a raising range here? No, yes or no? That's an important question. Let's just find out. We have a raising range, but a very small one. So to remember this, I think it's reasonable to just say, okay, we have no raising range in this spot at all, and the same for monochrome boards too, where it was check on the flop. Let's play some hands. This looks not strong, and I say this is an easy fold. Straight is a I would be very surprised if it's anything else on a call. And this is a idiot, and what is it? Okay, we got trips too. Oh, so yeah, that's a call. Most definitely. We made the full house. This might be one of the few spots we want to raise, but we might be isolating ourselves against better stuff, so I would call. This is nothing, so I would fold. This is a straight and a flush draw, and we can even suck out against both, so calling seems way to go. This is a way, like the Mandalorian says. And yeah, the Mandalorian is right. New hand. Again, that looks like a call. Okay, let's go to another spot. This is somewhat easy. Bet call, and now another bet, and after we called the flop, don't expect that many folds on the turn. Also don't expect many raises. This looks about right. And again, almost no raises. Well, let's see some hands. This might be a candidate to call once and then fold. Also the other, is it? Oh, it might even be, I was going to say that the 2/8 hurt our hand, but actually it might strengthen our hand because we can still suck out more easily against the jack. But yeah, I would fold. I mean, we don't beat an ace, we don't beat a jack. He's betting twice. We have a gut shot and top pair top kicker. We beat or split against most aces. We lose against any jack, but we also win against stuff that might have picked up a flush draw and now is betting again. Although we have to keep in mind that our opponent is not able to have the nut flush draw here, and that's why I say folding might be correct and calling with a non-ace of club hand could be correct. But yeah, I don't know the answer. Let's find out. Call is still correct. For some completely ridiculous reason, we fold if we block the full house and if we have a flush draw with three clubs, and yeah, we call most other stuff. Even with no club at all, we call. Okay, let's try our luck with another hand. We don't beat ace king, but we can suck out against ace king, and we can also suck out against a jack, so I call. With a jack, for me that's not even worth the thought. It has to be a call. With queens, our hand seems way too weak to continue. A jack again, so calling must be the way to go. So far I learned, but it seems that I make a lot more mistakes on these monochrone boards than on the paired boards, so maybe I should train these more. Let's get a new spot. Okay, that's sick. Basically no raises again, and some more folds than before. Okay, no raises at all, and not that many folds. See some hands. 2-2. Is he thinking that this is enough? In my mind, that can't be enough ever. And yeah, it isn't. And open ender is even worse. So I hope folding is the way to go. This is a call. I mean, this is some very high up in our range. Oh, I actually accidentally ended this already, but yeah, I think it's okay. Was it again? Bet and bet again. Again, no raises, I guess, or not many raises, and a lot of calls because the stuff we called on the flop often wants to continue. Only the overpairs might fold. I mean, straight draws now are better. Some backdoor flush draws came in. Yeah, that's my guess. And surprisingly, this spot is getting raised way more often than the one before. Yeah. Okay, let's see some hands. This is a fold. This is terrible too. Same. That's not as terrible. But draws are very weak. So I would still fold it. But he thinks it's good enough. Maybe this is... I mean, do I have a good explanation for this? I mean, we do well against the fives. And we do well against this. No, we don't do that well against straights, but kind of well. And we might even have the best hand sometimes if he's like betting the flop with ace 4, now picked up a flush draw too, or something like that. Or if he bet the flop with, I don't know, stuff that now has an open ender too. Yeah, but this seems to be very marginal, to be honest. And yeah, let's get a new hand for this interesting spot. This is a bit weaker than the one before. We have a better open ender, but no flush draw. So I guess we can let go here. That's correct. He blocks a straight, but a full house is possible too. And we got a gut shot. I wouldn't continue. Let's see what the solver thinks. Thinks so too. Yeah, that's... Oh, we got a 5-2, but not many outs to get a full house, but this has to be enough. Okay, let's... I think we are... I am... Nobody from you guys was joining my analysis so far. Yeah, so I think we can continue with another board texture. Let us go with the last lockdown board, the straight board, and let's generate some spots for this too. Call flop. The nuts are still nuts. The nuts might raise now to protect the hand. And if we call the flop, we probably still feel strong on the turn often. So let's see if this is okay-ish. Less folds, more calls, and yeah, the raising frequency is, I guess, about right. Let's get into a few hands. I mean, every 9 that is anything has anything connected with it has us beat, and we don't have that many outs, so I would fold. It's also a big bet, and the odds we are getting are not great. Idiot end of the straight, but we can improve to a better straight with a queen. This hands get you in a lot of trouble. It's tough, but I would. This is very close between calling and folding. I think folding is best, and I'm wrong. He wants to call. He's even raising with the weak flush draw in this spot, which I totally don't get, but I guess he has to have some weak hands in his raising range too and cannot have the nuts all the time. So yeah, and he for some reason picks this hand to do it with. Okay, new hand. This is at least a call. I guess this is not included in the raising range. And that's correct. He is raising with some hands that got 3 hearts. Maybe he wants to have less outs. I don't know. I mean, hard to find a good reason for this. Huh. Eight and an open ender. Is it enough to call? I mean, we could represent the 9 straight if he's checking on the river, although it seems not to be that smart, as he will most likely check his weaker straights and often will call on the river. At least I guess that's the play. So you need an ace or 9 to make the nuts. 8 outs that are also dirty because hearts, if the ace or the 9 is in hearts, I don't like it that much. Folding can't be too bad, and I was right. Go straight and 2 pair. I would see it no, turn river. Correct. We got a gut shot and a bad straight draw and a good straight draw. We have a lot of hearts. I wonder if he wants to raise with 3 hearts again, like with the other hand. But would I just call or would I re-raise? I mean, I would call, but he might want to re-raise. And he wants to call. Okay, let's go with a new spot. Call flop, bets the turn again. This board became a lot more scary. So I guess before 3-bet pot, half pot, you get a decent price. I think this might be a spot to raise a lot because our opponent is committed, and if you want to get it in, we can get it in. This seems a bit much. Are we raising? No. We raise less. Let's go with these frequencies. Yo. More calls and a lot less folds. Wow. So he must be calling with a good range on the flop, or he's calling light. Let's see. New hand. To pair the flush draw. I am calling. That's tougher. This time a nut flush draw, but no other outs in case we are beat against straight. We have almost no money behind, so the implied odds are not good. I fold. And that is not the correct answer. He wants to call. I would love to see how he's playing rivers, but I think I mentioned it already, but for newcomers or people who were not listening in the first or second place, this program has no river spots, so yeah, he cannot check out. And yeah, he wants to call. Very surprising to me. Yeah. I think I'm going to make a screenshot of this because that seems very surprising. I think the reason for this most likely is that he has enough bluffs that we sometimes can win with just the aces. Okay, new hand. Got a bad straight with a redraw to a nut straight and to a flush. And we are also drawing to straight flush. So I guess calling is correct. This has to be a fold. No way around this. This has to be a fold. A pair and a nut gut shot can't be enough. Okay. This is very surprising. And if he has hearts, he also wants to get the money in. Despite the fact that I don't expect us against real humans to have basically any fold equity, because the pot odds are great once we shove. New hand. What? Nuts with a redraw? Is this just a call? I mean, I would pot. Our opponent is almost committed in my eyes. And he calls. Without such a good redraw, he's sometimes just calling. Very surprising findings again. Okay, let's make another screenshot of this. And yep, go back to the app. Let's go to another, most likely tough hand. Are we allowed to pot here? I mean, actually there's no reason to pot here because we can keep in bluffs, and yeah, there's basically no river where we fold, right? Okay, that's correct. And with the ace high flush draw, this was a call. This has to be a fold, right? No, it's a call. Surprising findings. Let's go with a new spot. This spot is too sick for me. Okay, he's all in. We call 50-50, 50-50. Check solutions. Okay, we are folding very often. I mean, getting this odds, this frequencies are pretty correct, but I recognize that he often is not calling at the so to speak, correct frequencies. Okay, let's see some hands, find out how light he will be here. This is a joke. We got nuts. So what are we supposed to fold? What is wrong? I mean, it's hard. This is not hard. Once we call the flop, this is hard. I mean, if we call the flop, we should call the turn too, because if we call the flop, we were waiting for a safe turn, right? And this is basically a safe turn, or a good turn for us, I would assume. I'm very confused what to do here. Very confused. Let's click call, and the correct answer is fold. We call with the flush draw. That was kind of obvious. We call with the queen high blocker, and we fold with the ace high blocker. With what actually makes sense, because he cannot bluff with the ace high flush draw if we block it. Oh. And with hands with no club or flush draw, we mix between calling, folding, as you can see here, and most are folds. This spot is also making me a lot of okay, this is not making me headache. This is easy. We block straights. We don't block flush draws. I'm scared. I mean, this is very tough in my eyes. Maybe I'm mistaken. What do we click? Call or fold? I click on call, and I'm wrong again. He's folding with hands that have nothing to do with the board. He's folding with the ace high flush blocker. He's folding with the queen high blocker. Unsurprisingly, he's calling with a flush draw. So the ace hand was a bit better, actually. Maybe that, and he's calling a few more. What is it called? He's calling a few more combinations, because maybe he's beating kings with a flush draw or something. Seems like this guy has not many bluffs that he can not continue with many hands. I mean, in my eyes, just my human weird head, I call if I get donked on a flop like this. I call to see a safe turn, and if I got a safe turn, I will most likely get it in. And this is sort of a safe turn, but it seems like this is not correct. New hand. King high flush draw only. No pair. I hate life. Why do we call the flop? Oh, we have got a pair. Yeah, well, I guess when it's two pairs, we can beat very easily, unless he has a jack too. If he has a jack, we can also beat him. Why? Let's hope that I'm one time correct by saying that's a call. Yoo-hoo! New hand. That's not tough. The nuts will not be folded, I guess. New hand. Not folding a set with a flush draw. New hand. Not folding a straight with a redraw. We got ahead. Ace king. This is a bit weaker than the hand before, right? Because no, it's not. We still got 2 overcards to the jack. So I don't see any reason why this is not a call too. Was the other hand king high flush draw instead of an ace high? No matter what, I call. Correct. New hand. Set. Ding ding ding. Dollar signs. 4, 5, 6, 7 makes a straight. But we have no pair. He can say ace high flush draw, which would be very bad. Ta-da! One time, baby. This is a call. I don't believe anything else. Get shot to a straight that is not looking too good. And an overpair. Blocking some of the straight draws. Oh, that's fold? No. Why? He's basically calling almost everything. Is this bad gut shot adding so much equity? Okay, that's easy. That's easy too. Okay, I'm also not that good in straight board spots. Was what we learned from this so far. Three bet pot. Flop bet, turn all in. If we call the flop, our range is already pretty good. Last time he was not folding much, so I trust him. Do the same here. We're also getting like insane pot odds. Yeah. Oh, he's folding 2%. Okay, so I guess we can click blind on call with every hand he's showing us. Okay, this is also a flush draw. I mean, which hand is he folding? This is not, definitely not a fold. This is not a fold. This might be the fold, but I guess not. This could be the fold. Oh, we have aces too. Then not. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Is here any hand we fold? This one? No way. No. No. I guess no, with the gut shot too. No. Oh, no, is no really correct? Should I find the hero call fold knowing that 2% of hands fold? Got a gut shot. Got great odds already. You got top pair too. Okay, let's go with the hero fold, although that's most likely not correct knowing about the frequencies. Yeah. So yeah. I think it's time to wrap up the video. I hope you enjoyed this quiz about monochrome boards. Although unfortunately I don't have that many viewers. Yeah, I hope at least some people will watch this later and yeah, learn something and enjoy the video and my commentary. Thanks for watching. Bye until next time. So where do I have to end this? Here.